I've got the book Watercress by Andrea Wang, and I'm going to show you exactly how to read this book with your child so that you get the most out of reading comprehension. This is a hard book to read. I'm not going to lie. It's got a lot going on. The themes developed are memory, immigration experience, generational differences, identity, heritage, family connection, and food. Okay, character analysis. How do the mom and dad characters behave at the beginning? What makes them act this way? The mom and dad at the beginning are driving along, they're going somewhere, they got a plan, but then they see watercress along the side of the road. They are so excited to see watercress that they immediately change whatever their plans were to go pick watercress. So whatever their plans were, they were less important than the watercress. The emotion they're experiencing is nostalgia. They are nostalgic for the watercress. It reminds them of China. So they get out of the car, they're gonna go pick watercress. Oh, I want my themes paper. All right, jumping up a couple pages. Character analysis. How does the girl character behave at the beginning? What makes her act this way? The girl character does not feel the same way her parents do about picking watercress. She is not excited to get out of the car, go into a ditch along the side of the road, wade in water, and pick watercress to eat. She is not excited. We can tell that she is not excited. She's more than not excited. She's embarrassed and she's ashamed. A car drives by and she wants to hide. She wants no association with this whole family experience. She doesn't want to be there. She's embarrassed. She's ashamed. She is not liking it. She is not excited. She is not as into it as everybody else is. So she's hiding. She's literally ashamed and embarrassed. And she acts that way because we're actually gonna see on a few pages like where her perspective comes from, okay? So here, family is happily eating watercress. Character analysis. How does the girl character behave in the middle of the story around here, and what makes her act like this? So to our main character, this young girl, the watercress is not simply an innocent vegetable. The watercress is not from a grocery store. That means it's not normal. The watercress was free food. That means it is not normal. This is kind of like a snowball effect that she's feeling. All of these things that her family does that to her are not normal, and she is being alienated because of it, like at school with her peers. So let's jump to this other question and kind of bring it all together. Interpret visuals. What do the illustrations show us? The illustrations show us that she's being alienated by her peers at school because of this reputation that her family is getting. So she gets hand-me-down clothes. She gets judged for that. They get furniture off the side of the road for free. She gets judged for that. Her mom and dad are extremely practical, extremely thrifty, and she gets judged for that socioeconomic status. So this is all snowballing, right? The watercress from the side of the road, it's not from the grocery store, it's not normal, I don't want it. It's free food, that's not normal, I don't want it. Hand-me-down clothes or like clothes from Goodwill, she doesn't want it. Clothes off, furniture off the side of the road, that's not normal, she doesn't want it. And it's all because of like the way she's being treated because of her peers. So her perspective, this is all snowballing and been like very negative for her. So that is her perspective. So we can see how she's behaving, refusing to eat the watercress. And we can see why she's behaving this way, because this has all snowballed, right? Because of who she is and because who her family is. It is her perspective, it is her experience. Now we're going to connect that with the mom's experiences. So the girl's point of view and the mom's point of view are very important, and we're going to start getting into the mom's point of view here. Okay, character analysis. What is the mom character like? Does she make things better or worse for the girl character? So the mom is very nostalgic about her family and experiences in China. We know she was very nostalgic about the watercress, but there's part of the mom's experience that she has never shared until now, this moment, a memory kind of triggered by eating the watercress. Is she making things better or worse for the girl, for her daughter? Asking the question that way is like pretty reductive, because the mom's not trying to fix the way the girl feels. She's trying to help her understand her own perspective. So she is going to she's going to make her daughter feel guilty, but that is like not her intention. She's just giving her daughter perspective. So the mom is about to share a bit more nostalgia from her childhood in China, and why this watercress was so important to her, so nostalgic of her childhood. And she's going to share that with her daughter. And it gets pretty deep. So the mom shares that portrait of her brother, who is no longer with them. And, all right, character analysis here. What is causing the character to act this way? So when she shared that portrait of her brother, who is no longer with them, she finally shares with her daughter that her brother died when he was young because of a famine in China. So China, 1950s, 1960s, there's war, there is famine, a lot of people died, and her brother died of that famine. So this is like a really tough connection of memories here for the mom. We got the watercress reminding her of China, the youth where she used to go pick watercress and then her family would eat the watercress. But then she's also reminded of her brother who died in the famine. So lots of bittersweet memories here for the mom. So the mom is finally sharing that with the daughter so that the daughter understands the perspective of like where her mom is coming from and what the watercress means to her mother. The watercress has very different meanings for the daughter as for the mother. Okay, so after the mom shared that perspective, the daughter feels ashamed for feeling ashamed, but that was not the mom's purpose, right? The mom was not trying to guilt trip the daughter. Mom was just sharing, this is my perspective. I'm gonna open up about my youth and why your uncle died. But okay, let's get to our question. Character analysis. What has the girl character learned? What caused this to happen? The girl has learned her mother's perspective, what watercress means to her mother. The girl learned something important and painful about her mother's past, and that has caused her to be a little bit more open-minded about the watercress. So she tries the watercress because like this is now a connection to my mother. This is now a connection to my family's history in China. Interpret words and phrases. Which words help us understand the text in a more powerful way? Over here, the way she describes the taste of the watercress, it bites her back. It's spicy and peppery and delicate and slightly bitter. So it's important for a young reader to realize that the mother's memories and the taste of the watercress can be described using the exact same words, and that's what the text does here. So pretty artistic with the writing here, but make sure your young reader knows that the taste of the watercress and the feeling of the memories are described in the exact same words. All right, last page. Central idea, point of view. How is the mom making new memories of watercress with her family? What message do I and the reader learn? This has become kind of like a bit of a healing experience for the mother because she was very excited to get the watercress. It reminded her of China and her childhood, but at the same time, it reminded her of her brother, the famine, and the loss of her brother, all coming back. But now that the mom has had a new opportunity to collect watercress with her family, like as an adult, to prepare the watercress, to eat the watercress with her family as an adult, she's making like new, positive, hopeful memories, like hopefulness for the future, right? So the meaning of watercress is kind of transforming for the mom. Now it's more bright, it's more future facing, it's more hopeful. What message do I and the reader learn? Okay, there's plenty to take away from this book. One, the importance of memory and how memory can shape our perspective. The daughter's memories, the mother's memories, very different and yet very connected. Immigration experiences. I'm sure that any family who reads this story who is not an immigrant themselves might be surprised at the wide variety of immigrant experiences that are out there. So just a lot of different experiences that you might not imagine. So open-mindedness to immigrant experiences, generational differences. So everybody in this story is an immigrant to America. However, they have very different experiences, even though they are just one generation apart, right? The parents and the kids are super different, only one generation of difference, but because of that immigrant experience, like very different lives. Identity, heritage, family connection, and food. I think those are like kind of apparent throughout, with the daughter identifying with her youth in America, her mother's youth in China, bringing it all together to create new meaning, her heritage, feeling connected to her family. So that is Watercress. There is a lot to unpack in this book. I hope these questions help you unpack a little bit of these pretty complex themes and these very complex characters in this book by Andrea Wang, Watercress. I hope you have a lot of fun reading this book with your child. Thank you to Brisky & Burke for help with Common Core questions, and have fun reading.